Alright Gooners, welcome back to the channel, and trust me, you're going to want to sit down for this one. Because Arsenal's transfer rumour mill has officially gone off the rails, we're talking €90 million Wonderkids, Italian gem straight out of Serie A, and even a Messi-approved superstar who might just break our hearts. From PSG's crown jewel Warren Zaïre-Emery to AC Milan's next big thing Davide Bartesaghi, all the way to Nico Paz, the playmaker destined for Real Madrid, but somehow linked with Arsenal. Yep, it's chaos, it's dramatic, and it's exactly the kind of transfer madness we live for. So grab a snack, hit that like button if you love transfer drama, and let's dive straight into the biggest Arsenal rumours shaking up the football world right now. Alright Gooners, buckle up, because this one is juicy. Word on the street is that Arsenal have just been offered a chance to pull off a €90 million transfer coup, and the name in question. None other than PSG's teenage sensation, Warren Zaïre-Emery. Now, before we all start dreaming about him bossing the Emirates midfield, let's get one thing straight. This deal, it's not cheap, it's not exclusive, and it might not even make sense for Arsenal right now. But hey, that's never stopped transfer rumours from going wild, has it? Here's the deal. Intermediaries have reportedly gone to PSG and basically whispered, "Hey, you fancy selling your crown jewel?" And apparently PSG didn't slam the door shut. They said, "Sure, but only if someone drops €90 million on the table." Ouch. And look, nobody doubts Zaire-Emery's talent. He's already racked up nearly 150 appearances for PSG at just 19, making him their youngest ever debutant back in 2022. The kid's played midfield, right back, and everything in between. He's a Swiss Army knife of football. But here's the real question. Do Arsenal actually need him? Because last time I checked, Arteta's midfield was looking pretty stacked. Declan Rice is running the show. Martin Zubimendi has settled in beautifully. And while Christian Nørgaard might be the short-term piece of the puzzle, Arsenal splashing £78 million on a rotation option, that feels like ordering a 5-course meal when you're already stuffed. Meanwhile, there's another shark circling these waters, and it's a big one, Manchester City. Pep Guardiola's squad is being quietly rebuilt, and with Rodri's injury struggles last season still looming large, City might just be the ones to throw serious cash at Zaire-Emery. In fact, if you're asking me, he looks more Etihad than Emirates. And Real Madrid? Don't even get me started. Florentino Perez never saw a French wonderkid he didn't like. So, Arsenal fans, let me ask you, would you genuinely want the club to drop nearly £80 million on another midfielder when a centre-forward or extra defensive cover might be way higher up the shopping list? Or do you say, talent is talent, grab him while you can? Because right now, this feels less like a done deal and more like one of those wild transfer sagas that keeps us entertained all season. But hey, stranger things have happened. Just ask Chelsea's scouting department. So, what do you think? Zaïre-Emery to Arsenal, future midfield general, or expensive luxury we don't really need? Let me know in the comments, hit that like button if you love a bit of transfer chaos, and subscribe for more Arsenal drama, because trust me, this saga is just getting started. Arsenal fans, looks like Andrea Berta is cooking again. After splashing over £250 million this summer and bringing in names like Riccardo Calafiori, the Gunners are already eyeing their next Italian gem. Yet reports out of Milan are saying Davide Bartesaghi is the latest name on Arsenal's transfer radar. Now you might be thinking, wait, another defender? Do we even need one? And honestly, fair question. But apparently, Arteta and Berta have seen something special in this kid, and the comparisons to Calafiori's path aren't exactly subtle. Here's the story. Bartesaghi is a young AC Milan talent, barely breaking into the first team, but he's already turning heads. He's expected to get a rare start against Juventus thanks to Pervis Estupiñán's suspension, and guess who'll be in the stands? Yep, Arsenal scouts. They'll be watching him like hawks. Italian journalist Carlo Pellegatti even dropped a little bomb on his YouTube channel, saying Bartesaghi is highly rated inside Milan and has been praised by big names. Some even think he's far too good to be a fifth-choice defender. That's right, the kid could be ready to leapfrog into a bigger role sooner than anyone expected. Here's the catch though, Arsenal haven't made any official offer. Bartesaghi's locked into a deal until 2030, yes, 2030. Milan clearly see him as one for the future. But hey, we've seen this before. Remember Calafiori? Arsenal played the long game there too, watching him closely before pouncing. The question is, does Arteta really need another left-sided option right now? Zinchenko, Calafiori, Tomiyasu, Kiwior, the list goes on. It feels like Arsenal are stockpiling defenders like they're preparing for Thanos, but then again we all know injuries hit harder than VAR and Arteta loves having depth. So Gooners, what do you think? Should Arsenal go all in on Bartesaghi and keep raiding Serie A, or is this just one of those scouting missions that ends up as nothing more than smoke? Either way, keep an eye on Sunday's clash with Juventus, because if Bartesaghi shines, this little rumour might just explode into the next big transfer saga. And you know Arsenal, they love keeping us guessing. Alright Arsenal fans, buckle up, because this one is messy, dramatic, and maybe even heartbreaking. The Gunners have reportedly set their sights on a young star that Lionel Messi himself has called crazy mature, beyond his age. Sounds like the perfect Arteta signing, right? Well, not so fast. Because this guy, his heart already belongs to someone else. The name? Nico Paz. Remember it, because the 1-year-old Argentine playmaker is tearing up Serie A with Como under Cesc Fabregas, and Europe's elite are taking notes. Arsenal like him, the scouts are watching. The rumours are swirling, but there's a massive, almost impossible roadblock in the way. His dream, his obsession, his destiny? To play for Real Madrid. Yep. Even though Arsenal are monitoring him closely, Nico Paz has made it crystal clear he wants a return to Madrid. And here's the kicker. Los Blancos actually have a buyback clause that basically guarantees he's going back in 2026. Translation: Arsenal are chasing a player who already has his heart set on a reunion with his ex. Let's rewind a little. Paz was born in Tenerife, came through Real Madrid's academy, made his first team debut under Ancelotti in the Champions League, and even scored for them as a teenager. But with competition at Madrid tighter than Arteta's skinny jeans, he was sold to Como in 2024. Fast forward, and under Fabregas he's gone full beast mode. 6 goals and 8 assists last season, and already 3 goals and 3 assists in just 5 games this year. Oh, and he's made his Argentina debut, linking up with Messi, who basically called him a superstar in the making. But here's the brutal reality for Arsenal fans. Paz doesn't just want Madrid, he's asked for Madrid. Spanish outlet Defensa Central literally ran the headline, Nico Paz asks for a place at Real Madrid. And according to reports, Xabi Alonso, who will be running the show at the Bernabeu next season, would be delighted to welcome him back. Now, if that wasn't enough salt in the wound, let me twist the knife a little further. Tottenham actually tried to hijack him this past summer. Yep, Spurs put a whopping €70 million package on the table. And what happened? Paz laughed it off, Como said no, and Madrid basically shrugged like, go ahead lads, we'll just match it anyway. So where does that leave Arsenal? Well, they like the player, they're keeping tabs, but unless Edu and Berta have some Jedi mind tricks up their sleeve, this one looks like a non-starter. The guy literally told Italian media, "My dream is to return one day to play for Real Madrid." You can't really compete with that. Still, it's not all doom and gloom. Arsenal are casting their net wide. They're also looking at Mexican wonderkid Gilberto Mora, they're sniffing around Juventus star Kenan Yildiz, and Arteta's already been told to drop a certain underperforming attacker after the Olympiacos game. So yeah, there's plenty cooking. But when it comes to Nico Paz, this feels like Arsenal falling in love with someone who's already booked their wedding date with Real Madrid. So, let me throw it over to you, Gooners. Should Arsenal even bother chasing Paz when Madrid basically have him locked? Or should we just admire from afar and focus on targets who might actually say yes? Hit that like button if you're sick of Madrid stealing every Wonderkid under the sun, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe because this transfer saga is far from over, and trust me, you're going to want to see what Arsenal try next. And that's a wrap, Gooners. 3 massive rumours: Zaire-Emery, Bartesaghi and Nico Paz. Now the big question is, which one actually makes sense for Arsenal and which one's just classic transfer chaos? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Would you splash nearly £80 million on PSG's Wonderkid, gamble on Milan's next big defender, or just accept that Nico Paz is Madrid bound? I want to hear it all. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell so you don't miss a single twist in Arsenal's transfer saga. Because trust me, this story is only just getting started, and you're not going to want to miss what comes next. Up the Arsenal, and I'll see you in the next one.